Talk to me for a second. I got
Yep.
something extremely interesting here.
Okay.
It's a GMC 1500.
Okay.
Got a gas engine in it.
Okay.
Obviously, it's a 1500. I don't know what year it is. Guy was driving. He wrote me this letter. Guy was driving from Las Vegas, coming home, cruising at 80 mile an hour. Halfway home, I hear a loud crack brake and let off the gas. The vehicle was decelerating. Then he but then he kept going. He said it sounded fine. Then he got to a hill. As I came to an uphill, this is where my truck begins to wobble and have no power. I pulled over, turned off the truck, and called for a tow. My truck was towed home. The very next day, I took my truck to a dealer where I live. I'm assuming it's a Chevy dealer. I went to that particular dealership because a friend that works there is a service writer. I left my truck there, waited for the dealership findings. The next day, I was called by the dealership and stated they had scoped the engine and found a broken lifter. They recommended new motor and transmission. This is what he's saying here, okay?
Yeah.
I asked questions. Where did the lifter break? Any rods bent? What did the top of the piston look like? They stated that they would need to talk to the tech. They called back and recommended spark plug and wires. I know, I'm not making this up, dude. I'm just reading his notes here, okay? And he authorized it. He says, I authorized. Requested answers again and was told they need to dig a little further. So I stopped everything and went to the dealer, paid the bill, and drove my truck home. Okay, now it gets even juicier, dude.
Ooh.
It gets juicier.
Okay.
My friend called me back at the dealership in an attempt to get me to take the truck back to the dealership, stating they were slow and that they could get to it faster. Told my friend that I had already committed to Dave's Auto Center. Today, the very next day, my friend was ordered by the GM of the dealership to call me and advise me that the initial diagnosis was wrong and that they confused my truck with another customer's car. They did not scope my truck and will not confirm a broken lifter. My friend immediately stated they do not want the dealer. This is where it gets super juicy, dude, okay? They must not know me that well because I wouldn't out the dealer. My friend immediately stated that they do not want the dealership name or any affiliation mentioned on Dave's YouTube channel. This is when I became aware of who Dave is on YouTube. Dave has some cool videos and then he goes on to say some nice things. But anyway, I'm gonna get the paperwork from the dealership. He didn't supply it. This is just his email to me. But let's go look at this bad boy.
All right. It looks like the rack over there is open.
Yeah, why don't you go grab this and I'll open the door.
Okay.
Or actually, let me go out with you. Let me listen to this thing when it first starts. Let's go. So he's from California. Probably a California dealership. Okay, first off, let me tell everybody out there, I don't do that. I won't out a dealer. I won't out another repair shop. I just point out the faults. I'm not here to cause anybody grief like that because, you know, I don't know the whole story. That's not what I'm about. I don't think that's good for the industry. We're just gonna figure out what's wrong with it. Okay, got plenty of oil and it doesn't look that bad either.
All right.
Let's listen to it. Whoa! Whoa, did you hear that?
I heard that little clack and
Turn it off. So did you hear that like bang?
yeah.
Go ahead and start again. Okay, turn it off. Let's try it one more time. I don't know why it's like making that loud. Gee, that's disturbing sounding, ma'am. Do it one more time. Ouch. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. Let's pull it inside. I'll go open the door, pull it around.
All right.
Okay, since you didn't get to hear it,
Yeah.
well, I want you to, before I start speculating, you ready? I'm gonna start.
right.
I want you to. Clear?
Yep. Whoa!
I know, dude. It sounds like it's gonna hit you in the face.
That sounds like it's coming from the intake. Let me take this boot off real quick.
It sounds like something wants to come through the front of this motor. Let me get a stool.
Now we'll see how different it sounds. All right, ready now?
I don't want to, no. Oh, you want to listen to it?
Yeah,
with the
now,
intake?
now let's see if it sounds different.
No, you put your ear on it, dude.
Well, I don't need to put my ear on it. I can just see if it's...
You ready?
Yep. Whoa. Dang. Dang. Okay, well, it's out of the way.
Keep my head out of the way. It sounds like something's
Yeah.
gonna come out of the engine. Jeez.
It's like it's igniting
You think that's
a backfire.
is that what you think it is?
I mean,
Okay, do it again. Let me see. Maybe that's what it is.
it's just weird that it's only on startup.
Well, you can kind of go ahead and start up and let it run. Rev it up just a little bit.
Well, we got to have the mass airflow hooked up.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Okay, so they said they replaced the plugs and wires, which
So we could,
I don't know.
I don't know how you mess that up.
Where do you think we should start with a backfire? Like, because I think you're right. I think that noise. I don't think it's mechanical. I think it's
Yeah.
backfiring. It's got a miss.
Well,
Do we have a check engine light on?
I didn't see one when I pulled it
didn't
in,
either.
but let's do a scanning and kind of do our initial and then decide
Okay.
what we want to tackle
Yeah.
first.
Let's grab a scanner. Let's start there. Well, we knew we'd have mass airflow.
Yeah.
Engine misfire detected. Definitely got a
So-
misfire. Where does it say where it's at?
We're going to look at that in the data in a minute.
Let's do this. While you're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and hook this mass airflow back up,
Okay.
and then let's clear the codes. Like, go ahead and document them
Yeah.
where they're at, and then let's clear them and see what comes back. Yeah. Okay.
We'll look on the data there. We have a suspect cylinder to check.
Oh, you think we do? Cylinder number 2. Oh, okay. Did you document the first? Did you clear them all?
I haven't cleared the codes yet. I just wanted to look at all this first
Yeah.
because when you clear the codes, it clears out the misfire history.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure to look at that.
Okay. Just like most Chevys, number 2's on that passenger side and front? I think so.
I always look.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Fire it up. Let's see what happens. It's still it's definitely misfiring. It's got a dead miss in it, dude. Let's do this. Let's just real quick, turn it off. Let's just run a compression test.
Probably be a good idea to pull
Fine.
that valve cover because this motor's famous for the
Rocker arms?
rocker arms and the lifters.
Right.
So you can actually see is that rocker
Yeah.
arm moving or not. So then
Yeah.
you know the problem's deeper.
Well, do whatever you want, but let's I agree. Let's for now just pull that plug out of there and just see if we got any
Okay.
umph in the hole. Okay. Everybody, did you notice what Tyson just did? I'm going to show you what he just did. The guy, just to pull a spark plug, pushed his toolbox over here. Now, a lot of guys would have just gone to the toolbox and grabbed, you know, a spark plug socket, maybe a 6-inch extension, a ratchet. Let's see, your compression gauge, if you knew what the right threads were for the spark plugs and all that. You might have got lucky and made one trip. But Tyson's experience, and that's why I'm trying to highlight this, Tyson's experience said, look, I am making one trip. I'm going to push my box over to my workspace. Guys, honestly, that's probably one of the best little kept secrets that you need to learn. Every move you make, every step you take is costing you. be conscious of that.
I'm surprised there's MSD wires on it. Usually I didn't think that was a dealer item.
Well, let's wait till we get the invoice.
Oh yeah.
Okay, before we, I mean, he's saying that because when they said they scoped it and found a broken lifter, then they recommended new motor and transmission, which is kind of weird. Why does he need a transmission?
Yeah, that's where I'm like.
Then they called back and recommended spark plugs and wires, and he authorized. I don't know whether they actually did it though. Dude, I'm betting you lunch. It's on that passenger front.
There's a good chance it is.
I'll bet you 10 lunches. Dude, you owe me 10 lunches. Is that what you're about to tell me?
I'm just looking here. But now, if it was a 4-liter or a 4.7, it'd be on
Well, I
this
wasn't.
one.
I already knew that, dude.
I'm just double checking.
You still haven't said it.
No, it's right there.
You buying me
Yep.
lunch? Oh, good.
Sure, I'll get you lunch. We'll
Tyson's
go.
buying me lunch. I like that. We're going to Ruth's Chris or something.
Oh,
Tyson.
wow. Good steak.
See what I mean? He hasn't had to take a step. Maybe we should clarify something right now, Tyson.
What's that?
People are always saying, are you a flat rate mechanic, Tyson, or are you an hourly guy?
I'm flat rate.
There you go. See that?
Uh,
People, you know, every guy in here is flat rate. People comment about it all the time. If you run your shop right, that's how you should run a shop. It gives every man an opportunity to excel or accelerate as fast and as much as he wants. But you got to have a team working to make sure that he stays busy and he's supplied with the right parts, the right job, and he's got all the information. I mean, you can't take advantage of your guy. He needs to be paid for everything he's doing. So that's there you go. People are always saying Dave doesn't pay flat rate. You know, that's why his shop, he's got good techs. Actually, you'd be mistaken. Well, I'd say it's definitely not, it's just a bunch of black fuel on there. And it smells like raw fuel, so it ain't. Let's just do this, man. Just put your finger over there and let's just see if it's got some umph. We don't even got to screw something in. You ready?
not with that popping that it was doing. I mean, you go ahead and start it real quick, see what happens.
Yeah, let's do it.
See if the pop's not there. Okay, well, no more pop.
Sounds like you got some compression.
Got something.
Go ahead.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm going to floor it and then turn it off. You ready?
Okay. Well, if you floor it, it should just
Well, I'm not going
crank,
to floor it
so-
too much. Just we got any umph in that hole?
It got up to 115.
Huh. Got a little bit of umph. You want to check another hole just to see what it is?
We can.
You might be right, dude. It might just be a rocker that's, or a lifter that's collapsed and not fully opening and not filling
Or
up this whole
chewed up,
cylinder.
or,
Yeah.
you know.
So let me go call the guy and,
Okay.
and see what they really did, because I know those wires are suspect that the dealer actually did anything. And in the meantime, will you real quick while I'm on the
Yeah.
phone, and then you can just kind of text me, will you just check another cylinder
Yeah.
and tell me what it is? Okay, I'm going to go call the guy. Hi, this is Dave at Dave's Auto.
Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Good. I've read your email, and I say this with all respect. I find it hard to believe, to be honest with you. I mean, some of this stuff. The first one was they recommended a motor and transmission. Did they really? Why do they want to sell you a transmission?
I don't know. So I went into that naively because I have a friend that works at that dealership, and he's a service writer. He's a service advisor. So when they suggested that I needed a transmission, I was like, well, you know what? I don't know why it would need a transmission. I service my transmission every 45,000 miles.
Good.
And I do my axles and pretty much I try to stay on top of the vehicle as much as possible.
All right, well, listen, so let me ask you, then they called you back and they said, look, we want to put spark plugs and wires in it. Did they actually do that?
I'm going to say yes because I paid for it.
How much did you...
Now,
Okay, but how much... That'll tell me... What was the total bill?
the total at the end of everything was $863.
Sounds like they did plug in wires and a diagnosis. And did you... do you have a copy of that invoice? I'd like a copy of it. Now listen, just so you know, apparently you didn't know about me, you don't follow me, somebody just recommended me to you?
Yeah, several people recommended you.
Okay, I appreciate that. You can tell them thank you for me. I do appreciate that. But listen, I never. This is one thing I never do. I've been doing this for 36 years. I never badmouth another shop or a mechanic. I don't want you to tell me who it is, but I do want a copy of that invoice so that I can review it. It's part of my job. Can you email that to me, or take a picture?
There wasn't any explanation or any diagnosis on the service write-up other than diagnosis, and it was spark plugs and wires. And like I said, when I picked up the car, it didn't feel better, and I didn't bother to check. Last week, when my friend called and said, "Hey, we have time for your car if you want to bring it in," I said, "Well, you know what? I already committed to days in Utah." We hung up, and then he calls me back, and he says, "Hey, you know what? I'm being ordered by the general manager of the dealership. They don't want any affiliation, or so." You know, that's when they came up with the story that, you know, they cannot confirm. They possibly could have mixed up my car with a broken lifter, you know, with another car. So I started getting the runaround, and I asked a bunch of questions, but...
You know, my old man used to tell me, God rest his soul, but he used to say to me, Dave, if it smells like poop, if it looks like poop, if it tastes like poop, it's probably poop, you know?
Yeah, that's pretty much the direction I was heading. So, yes.
Yes.
I agree with you that.
Yeah, so something's not right, but get a copy of that invoice and tell the dealership, just take is this a California dealership?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I believe it's a struggling dealership.
Yeah, I would think so if they're they must be struggling if they're trying to sell an engine and a transmission on it, you know. And plugs and wires, if they charge you for it, that didn't do a dang thing. I talk about it all the time. If you don't have good equal umph in your cylinders, you know, spark plug, wires, injectors, all that tune-up crap ain't gonna fix a dang thing. It's just gonna bleed your wallet. But let's do this. Call the dealer, and when you talk to your friend, the service writer, just tell him flat out, say, look, Dave has never outed another dealership or shop in his life on video. He doesn't do that. So just take a chill pill on that. Let's get that invoice. Let me review that. We are going to have to, our next step, we ran a compression on that one hole. It's number 2 is misfired. I mean, the thing makes a loud bang and popping, and it's got a dead hole in there because you've got over 2,600 misfires on that hole on the scan tool. So I'm thinking the next step, we're going to have to pull the valve cover off the passenger side cylinder head and have a look and say, you know, has the lifter collapsed? Or, you know, has a rocker arm broken or a spring broken or something like that. But that'll be our next step. But why don't you get that to me? I'll have Brandon get you over a quote to pull that valve cover off. It's not going to be that much more, but we will need some time to do it. And just so you know, that you're really not wasting anything, because that's going to have to come off to fix the problem. So it's kind of like we're starting surgery here. I'm prepping you for surgery, but the first step is I got to get that valve cover off and see what the problem is.
I got you. No problem.
Yeah.
So let me, as soon as we hang up, I'll jump on that. And,
Okay. Awesome, G. I appreciate talking to you and meeting you, and we'll figure this out, man.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Got the starter figured out so I could jump it, but both holes have 175 PSI. So we got something going on.
Oh, when you cranked it without a starter?
Or cranked it with just the starter.
175?
Yeah.
Number 2 did too, huh?
Mm-hmm. So we'll keep digging and.
Do you not want to pull the valve cover off now?
No, I still do.
Okay, because I just talked to him. I just hung up, and I told him our next step's pulling that valve cover.
Did he get the? Was he going to get the invoices?
He's going to get the invoice. The longer this went on, the more he realized something's not right here. It didn't feel right. But let Brandon know
Yeah.
that you want to pull the valve cover so he can give the guy a quote, because that's why I told him we were going to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get it written up and
But-
pictures for him.
I have this look because I'm like, what do you think that is, dude?
It's got that variable valve timing stuff, and you know that's suspect something's going on there where it's hanging
It's
open
collapsed or something, and then all of a sudden it bangs loose.
something.
Okay.
It's hanging the valve open, or
It's going to be interesting
something,
once we
it
get
will
it
be,
apart
yeah.
to find out what it is. Because, you know, I've never heard a noise like that.
Yeah.
Just like bam, and then it goes away.
because it's something we can actually watch with the valve cover off too,
Yeah.
starting it real quick.
Okay. So this isn't on 2, this is on
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. Let her rip. Oh, yeah. 175, 180.
So yeah,
Okay.
swap it. Okay.
This is number 2?
Yep.
Wow.
So,
So it ain't compression issues.
well, there's something mechanical.
Now we have to make.
Yeah. I want to verify that number 2 is one of the active fuel management cylinders.
Okay.
And if it is, I do want to look at that. And then it'll kind of help me eliminate mechanical. Then I'll move to spark, which I don't think is issue. And then to possibly fuel is an injector dripping. And all of a sudden it's loading it up, and that first ignite, it goes boom.
What's the easiest way to check that? I would think key on, engine off, and see if we
We could run the pump and see if there's
Well, if it leaks down.
just borescope it and see if that injector's dripping.
You want to do that right now? Let's just do that quick. You got the
Okay.
plug out of it. I like that. Why we got the plug out of it? Let's
Yeah.
just borescope it, because that plug that we pulled out was definitely fuel soaked. Here.
Okay, there's the injector right there.
Let me just look around here just for a second. Put the relays back in there. I'm gonna fire it up, and then I want you to look in that hole real quick, and let's see if that injector's dripping. Okay, pull that out of there so we don't smash it. And then we're gonna be as quick as possible, okay?
Okay,
Clear?
clear,
Huh?
clear.
Don't look like it's dripping.
Nope.
Let me look at the rest of this. The cylinder wall looks good. It's got a few minor scratches in there from debris and stuff, but it's not. Cross hatch is all good, and we got good compression. I don't see anything really wacko crazy. Go down a little more. I'm gonna turn the thing up. I'm gonna turn it over. Huh. All right. I hate to have you do it. Put the plugs back in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to look at some data. Let's go ahead and clear the computer.
Okay.
And let's look at some cam correlation codes or something like that. I'm just wondering if we've got. Has this thing got, you know, I don't know this motor well enough. I'm going to admit that right up front. Has this got VVT on the cams? I know it's a push rod motor.
It does have a.
It's got a VVT on the front of that cam, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
It does. It's not. It just has. It has the little plunger.
Right.
As far as how much it moves it, I'd have to, look into it some more. But
I just want to hear. I want to hear to see. Have I really got a backfire?
yeah. Or does
Okay.
it sound more mechanical?
Yeah. Now we're gonna put your young pup ears on this thing. Okay? You start it from there. Just start it and then turn it off. Now you come here and I'll start it and you tell me what you think it is. Pressure's on, dude. I'm gonna tell you flat out, I don't know what it is, man.
Let me unplug the coil pack and see if it still does it.
Okay.
Curious.
Oh, you're trying to eliminate the backfire?
Yeah.
Smart. Now he's thinking.
Just have a dead miss, huh?
See what that old age will do to you,
That's what you're
Caden?
trying to do. What's
Well,
that?
no, I'm.
See what old age will do to you?
Go ahead.
Clear?
Yep. Okay, let me plug it back in.
Different. It's different.
It is.
Ooh.
Okay.
Go ahead and start it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gotten.
You can kind of still hear it a little bit. Ready?
Yeah.
It's definitely a lot noisier
Yeah.
with the wire hooked up to it.
Yeah.
And it's got 180 pounds of pressure in the hull. Compression's 180.
Do you know off the top of your head which cylinders are the AMF?
On this style, I believe it's all of them.
Really?
I think it is all of them,
It's
dude.
all of them now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's look it up, but I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I would say the exhaust, it's not opening up on the exhaust side. So it builds up compression, and then it ignites it, and then it has nowhere to
Go.
So we wanna pull
a
the valve cover.
Let's have a look.
let's
Okay.
find out how smart Caden is here. Pressure's on. No. Pressure's on, dude. I like that. That's smart of you, Tyson, to take that out. But I think we're gonna have to pull the valve cover.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see if the lifters are actually opening up correctly. Okay.
Okay.
Yank that valve cover off. Let's see. Okay, so when you get a noise like that, and it's like it makes you scratch your beard and go, what do we think? We got a place that we always go to, and we'll show you how we use it. It's direct hit. What we like to call this is the collective mind. And the reason it's a collective mind is mechanics get to input their information, their finds and things like that. So this is a way of kind of, even if you're a one-man shop or like us, a 30-man shop, it's a way where we can go to that collective mind and get really good positive information. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna type in our complaint. Maybe we've got a code too. So misfire, noise on startup.
Gives
Whoa.
us our
So the very
confirmed
first
piston.
thing, and I'm concerned that we do have a valve lifter, you know, because this engine is famous for
Yep.
that DOD,
It is.
or what do they call it?
AFM, I think.
AFM,
On.
air fuel management, right?
Or
So
active,
let's just
yeah.
click on that and see what.
Okay, so you can go in here. Gives you a bunch of information.
To check, and let's look through it real quick. Da-da-da-da-da. So the code was a P302002 or 302.
302.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what the hits are. This is so helpful to us. Oh, look at that. This part 2 has tried.
So that's good. We had compression.
So this is another. Who is this?
It's just a post.
A post in another shop put in. He found lifters. 5 times we found lifters on it. So it's all related to the lifter.
So if we click into it,
Remove right hand.
take the valve cover.
Obviously, yeah, we're gonna
Have a
check
look
for
at
valve cover spring. That's good.
Yep.
See, this kind of gives you the test procedures. And not kind of, I mean, this is perfect. So that's what we'll do next. We'll pull the valve cover off. We'll check for a broken valve spring. We know we got good compression. But if we got a weak valve spring or broken, that could cause it. And then we'll also be able at that time to watch the operation of the rocker arms of the lifters and see what it is. So that's where we're going now. And bam, that took us, I don't even know, 30 seconds. Tyson, let's just say, we haven't checked, and I doubt if it could be an injector. Let's bring up the wiring harness real quick and let's see
Okay.
just for pisses and giggles. What do you like about their wiring diagrams? I'm a little different than you.
You have 3 different options. You have the OEM, color, or motor. So kind of depends on what you're used to. I like the color ones.
I do too, man. The OEM can be, I mean, it's good to have.
It is.
Just to double check. I mean, that's super nice. But their color diagram is so much easier to read and get through. That's why I like it.
So it's nice. You can highlight, and it highlights the wire so you can see everywhere it goes. Another nice feature that it has.
Super.
And if you
Okay.
want, you can click on it and it stays yellowed, and it will also print that out.
So it makes it super easy to diagnose. just one of the many, many benefits this program's got. I get calls all the time. Tyson gets asked all the time, what's the software you're using? I'm going to tell you right now, it's direct hit. You can go to Identifix.com and purchase it there. And it is direct. It is the best repair software out there. And the price is great for a shop.
All right. Oh, look at there. All right, that is a problem.
What do you got?
Come over here. We'll start checking some stuff out. I'll hop on up.
Well, I'm thinking you got it figured out, dude. I can see that little, you got that grin going on, and I've known you for 30 years.
Well, hold the flashlight here.
Okay.
Let me get hooked up. You have to move your hands real quick.
Whoa, it quit working. So this one, this rocker's not moving. Go ahead and hit it. Wait, it moves first, and then it stops. Look at that.
So you can hear out the intake?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're right. We got a lifter. Now it works one time.
So that's where is it the lifter? Is it the AMF assembly in the valley? I think it's just lifter failure that it just collapses.
Okay, so here's what I want to do next. Because we want to save this guy from having to do a motor, because what, he's got 90,000
Yeah, 90.
pounds on?
It's a great
this
candidate for
so let's
repair.
drop the oil filter off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure that we don't have any erosion,
Yeah,
where
from
the lifter
if it ground, but it doesn't look like it because it just stops moving.
Right.
So
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that we got no metal, but let's verify in the oil filter. And if we don't, we'll call him up and say we need a cam and lifters.
yeah.
And then we'll see if he wants to eliminate it.
Yep.
Which I would recommend.
Yeah.
Sweet. I love when we figure stuff out. Look pretty dang clean so far, huh?
No chunks.
A little bit of glitter there. Just.
Interior, you're gonna see.
Oh yeah. Well, but it's not like it,
Yeah, bearing
Yeah.
big material.
I'm gonna call him and tell him that we got very little indication. We'll approach him with a DOD delete
Yeah.
and new cam and lifters.
We'll inspect his head, see if we want to do a valve grind.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'll give him a call.
Hello?
Hey, G.
Yes, sir.
G, this is Dave again.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, dude, were you able to get that stuff from the dealer for what you paid the $800 for?
No, I haven't.
If they put wires on it, They must have used an old set, and I don't think the wires were replaced at the dealer. I mean, they look old. Gee, I would tell you, there's no doubt in my mind, I would tell you that you better really get an itemized invoice from them, because something's not right here. But let me go ahead and tell you what we found. We pulled the valve cover off the passenger side.
Yeah.
And you've got an intake lifter on that number 2 cylinder, which is the passenger side front cylinder. It's collapsed. It's not moving. It moves just one time, and then the valve does not open and close.
Now, is it an intake or exhaust?
It's an intake valve, an intake lifter that's not opening the intake valve. Now this thing has active fuel management on it, AFM. They call it DOD. Different manufacturers call it different things, but it's basically, it has the ability to shut down cylinders at certain times through solenoid activation and oil pressure through the lifters. We're going to recommend that you delete that. It's a common thing because they fail. But I'm going to have Brandon put a quote together for you for a cam and lifter and a DOD delete. We do have to remove the cylinder heads to do this job. You can't get the lifters out of one of these motors without pulling the heads off. And when we pull the heads, we'll vacuum check them and make sure that there's no issues, because the truck's only got 90,000 miles on it. Everything should be fine. We borescoped the cylinder. It looks fine. So I don't think you got any problem with the bottom end. We also cut the oil filter off of it. I wanted to see if we had, like, the cam lobe was deteriorating and caused a lot of metal in the motor. And you've got very, very, just a little bit of particles in the motor. It's not, I do this a lot, so I'm not really worried about it. But when we get that cam out, we can take a better look at it. But I think you'll be fine with the bottom end, meaning, the pistons, the crank, all the bearings, the oil pump, all that stuff. But we probably would want to replace the timing chain kit, because I got to remove it to do the camshaft, replace the lifters, and then eliminate the DOD and check the heads. It's a pretty straightforward job. Brandon will probably be back to you in the morning with a quote. Take us probably a couple weeks to get it done, and you should be good to go. But I'm telling you, G, I so want to go over that invoice when you get it from the dealer, so keep me in mind, okay?
When they told me a lifter was broken, what did they see? What did the lifter look like? Did it affect rods?
Well, let me kind of cover that for you. The lifter is collapsed. I don't know. You could say it's broken, okay? I mean, that's true. The lifter is not functioning and pushing up on the push rod and opening the rocker arm. So they got that right. But what I'm wondering is why they would even sell you, quote, a tune-up, spark plugs and wires, and the wires do not look new. That's why you just need to get an invoice and see what they actually did. And maybe there's just, maybe it's just linguistic confusion, man. I don't know, but let's get the paperwork. I'm gonna have Brandon. He will send you a video of that rocker arm not opening. We'll show you exactly. We'll give you all our information. We'll bring you basically right into our shop, into our bay with our digital video, and show you what we found. It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
All right.
Then let's get it done. I mean, you're not gonna get resistance from it.
That's cool. I'll have Brandon get you a quote, and we'll be back to you and we'll get you done. Thank you, G.
Awesome. Thank you very much for following us, Dave. I really appreciate you.
Yeah, it's good. We love working for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Folks, I'm going to tell you this right now. I hear this a lot. When you have any work done, I don't care if it's plumbing, bricklaying, yard care, your car detailed, get an invoice. That's your record of what was done, and you need that. That's important. You don't just pay a bill, $300, $8,000, $800, whatever it is. Get an itemized statement of exactly what's done. That's so important, and it's your protection. Look, I want to explain. I'm going to take a step back here for a second and explain. I have a policy here, and I want to explain the rules behind that policy. And the rules are how I think. I never will out a shop. People ask me all the time, when I look at work and somebody else, I get these letters. Here's an email from the customer on his Chevy truck. And he sends me, a good explanation. That's his side of the story, okay? This is America. And we ought not to accuse people. I'm not a judge of anybody. That's my point here. I'm not a judge. I'm just an investigator, basically, is what I am. I'm an investigator. I'm gonna tell it like I see it. I never go, when I see something and people ask me like, well, did the other shop do that? Listen to me, I have no clue whether the other shop did that. I wasn't bent over the fender. I didn't see how the car showed up before the technician touched it. I didn't see whether maybe that cover was broke before he touched it and he just didn't advise the customer. I don't know. All I can say is what I see now. And that's why I will never out of shop, because I am not the judge, I'm an investigator. And there's another side to the story, and that needs to be told, and then let somebody else be the judge of that. So that's why you don't get me throwing other shops and mechanics or whatever under the bus. I think it's unethical.